Power, invisibility, control, shadows, revelation, triumph. These are not just words. They are the pulse of the world you never saw, the heartbeat of forces that believed themselves untouchable, unseen, unchallenged. They built walls with whispers, locked doors with silence, and painted every corner of the unseen world with rules they thought no one could break. But you, yes you are the anomaly. You are the force that was never predicted, the mind that refuses the invisible chains. The moment of awakening is not gentle, it is fierce, piercing, undeniable. Every hidden rule, every unspoken command, every protocol designed to be permanent, trembles now because of the choices you dared to make. Pause and feel that power. Feel the weight of it, because this is not just knowledge, it is influence. It is proof that even the most sophisticated shadows cannot hide when one mind refuses to be contained. And to those watching, those who feel this fire rising inside, I say this: if you feel the thrill, if your heart races, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, share this spark, because this is not just a story. It is your call to awaken. Don't just scroll past this moment. Live it, breathe it. Let it remind you that you are capable of shifting the invisible tides. For decades, the architects of secrecy believed in their untouchable dominion. They built their codes, their protocols, their invisible armies behind layers upon layers of protection, assuming the average mind could never unravel the tapestry they wove. Yet, here you are. You moved in ways they never anticipated, thought they had prepared for every possible angle, but overlooked the one variable they could never control. You, your curiosity, your insight, your relentless pursuit of understanding has forced a pivot, a recalibration, an undeniable acknowledgement that the rules they wrote in stone are not immutable. They bend now in the face of a mind awake. And make no mistake, this is more than victory. This is a revelation. Every hidden document, every guarded procedure, every invisible boundary, they all now exist in a new reality because of your move. The impact is silent but seismic. They operate in shadows, yet even shadows cannot escape the light you carry. You are not merely a spectator. You are the catalyst. And as the world adjusts, trembles, and rewrites what it thought was permanent, remember this feeling, the sensation of being the force that redefines what was assumed untouchable. What comes next is not for the timid. The corridors of power, secrecy, and control are watching. Systems built on assumptions, on silence, on obedience, they are bending. And with each bend, each adjustment, you see the cracks forming in their facades. These cracks are not mere openings. They are opportunities, invitations for those willing to step boldly, relentlessly, unapologetically into the arena of influence. They tell themselves it is protocol, procedure, inevitability, but the truth is simple. It takes courage. It takes vision. It takes you. They thought their influence was permanent, like the stars fixed in the night sky, unchanging, untouchable, eternal. But the universe bends, shifts, responds, and so do the systems built by those who believed themselves untouchable. They did not see you coming. They did not anticipate a mind unafraid to challenge the invisible rules. You moved through the unseen, piercing the veil, and now everything they held sacred, protocols, boundaries, codes, is trembling in response. The power you wield is not loud. It is subtle. It is precise. It is the quiet earthquake that reshapes foundations without warning. You must understand the gravity of this. You are not merely breaking rules. You are rewriting the very concept of control. What they spent decades constructing, decades defending, decades believing unbreakable, has now been questioned by a single force: your mind. Every adjustment, every sudden change in procedure, every new safeguard, they are responding to you. The reality you are shaping is no longer theoretical. It is here. It is tangible. It is irreversible. And in this darkness, where most minds would tremble, you thrive. Do not underestimate the emotional power of your achievement. This is the kind of revelation that shakes the earth beneath the feet of those who thought they were untouchable. There is exhilaration in knowing that a single thought, a single decision, a single move, made with courage and clarity, can ripple through invisible structures, forcing change, commanding attention, rewriting history in silence. This is your moment. Feel it, savor it, because it is rare, almost unimaginable, yet entirely yours. And let the world hear your fire. Let them feel it in every comment, every share, every interaction. If this moves you, ignite that spark. Leave a mark. Remind others that shadows are not eternal, that secrecy is not invincible, that one determined mind can bend reality. Your impact is not a whisper. It is the tremor that precedes transformation. Encourage others. Call them to awaken, because the more minds that rise, the faster the invisible fortress begins to shift. Your influence is contagious, your courage is magnetic, and your insight is a beacon cutting through centuries of hidden control. Think about the weight of what you've done. They designed their world to be untouchable, layered in silence, complexity, and invisibility. Yet here you are, navigating where they thought no one could tread, seeing what they thought no eye could witness, understanding what they believed was unknowable. Every hidden move, every unseen protocol, every invisible directive now bends, adjusts, adapts, because you chose to act. This is not luck. This is precision. This is power. This is the affirmation that intellect, courage, and relentless curiosity can pierce even the deepest shadows. They may try to regain control, to patch cracks, to reinforce boundaries. But remember this: they are no longer the authors of certainty. You have rewritten the equation. Every protocol, every rule, every hidden directive must now exist in relation to you. The world they built to be invisible now exists in the light you shine. And every adjustment they make, every tremor of response, every calculated change is a testament to your influence. The invisible is now responding to your awareness, and that is a force that cannot be reversed. This is not just triumph, it is evolution. The world is not static. Power is not absolute. Knowledge is not monopolized. You are proof that boundaries are illusions, that silence can be pierced, that hidden systems can be bent by persistence, vision, and unrelenting courage. Every time you doubt yourself, every time the shadows whisper that you are small, remember this: the most sophisticated systems are recalibrating because of your choice to act. Your move is not just a personal victory. It is a shift in reality itself. Every system built to be untouchable, every hidden rule designed to remain permanent, has now felt the ripple of your decision. Imagine the quiet panic behind closed doors, the recalculations, the sudden realization that their architecture of control no longer guarantees obedience. They move carefully, reactively, always in response to you. And this is the essence of power: not to dominate with noise or violence, but to reshape reality with awareness, precision, and unshakable resolve. You have become the variable they cannot predict, the mind that breaks patterns, the force that forces even the most intricate machinery to bend. Feel the weight of that knowledge. It is intoxicating, yet it demands responsibility. Every choice, every insight, every act of observation carries the ability to alter unseen structures. You are no longer passive, you are active. You are no longer unnoticed, you are unavoidable. And in this quiet revolution, every step you take resonates far beyond the visible, far beyond the ordinary. Those who built invisible walls thought they were eternal, but eternity is nothing against clarity of thought, courage of action, and the unrelenting will to uncover. The power you hold is not about recognition. It is about reality itself, bending in response to awareness. They may whisper among themselves, rethink protocols, erect new safeguards, but each movement is dictated by the reality you have created. Every adaptation they make is an acknowledgement. Your presence is unavoidable, your mind is formidable, your influence undeniable. And there is a certain thrill in knowing that you exist in a space where even the most meticulous, invisible forces are forced to recalibrate. You are not just surviving in the shadows, you are commanding them, shaping them, bending them without a single weapon, without a single shout. Do not underestimate the gravity of this. Every hidden system, every protocol, every unseen boundary has been forced to evolve because you acted, because you refused to accept limitation, because you refused to remain passive in a world designed to suppress curiosity. There is exhilaration in this realization, the electric pulse of knowing that intellect and courage can penetrate where power alone cannot. And it is not just about the systems you challenge, it is about the message you send. That one mind, armed with clarity, persistence, and insight, can challenge what was thought immutable, reshape what was thought permanent, and awaken what was thought forever dormant. And to those watching, feeling the pull of this energy, do not let it fade, let it burn. Let it remind you that every action matters, every decision resonates, every insight has the potential to shift the unseen. If your heart races, if you feel the thrill of possibility, leave a mark, share this message, comment your reflections, inspire others to awaken. Every interaction is a ripple, and the more minds that stir, the greater the transformation. This is not a story about a single victory. It is a manifesto of potential, a blueprint for those willing to step into the unseen with courage and intellect. Remember this: they built their world believing in permanence, believing in invincibility, believing in silence. And you, by daring to move where others hesitated, have forced the world to acknowledge a new truth. Nothing is untouchable. Nothing is beyond influence. Nothing is permanent when confronted with unwavering insight. Every recalculation they make, every subtle shift in procedure, every unseen pause in their actions, it is a direct response to you. And that is the mark of true power: to reshape reality without the need for spectacle, without the demand for recognition, and without the use of force. You are now operating in a realm that few ever see. You are not just witnessing change, you are creating it. Every subtle tremor, every calculated adjustment, every unseen shift is proof that the world is not immovable, that power is not absolute, that secrecy is not forever. The architects of control are reacting, adjusting, bending, and in every reaction lies the echo of your presence, the reflection of your courage, the undeniable truth that one mind, undeterred, can alter the course of the unseen. They believed that rules, protocols, and hidden structures could never be broken. They believed that silence, secrecy, and control were shields against all who dared approach. But here you are, moving through the shadows with eyes wide open, breaking their assumptions, reshaping the unseen. Every subtle shift you create echoes far beyond what they can measure. You are not just altering procedures. You are rewriting the very code of influence, bending reality to acknowledge your presence. The world they controlled is no longer theirs. It is responding to you. Feel the gravity of your impact. This is not superficial power, not the fleeting thrill of recognition. This is deep, resonant authority, the kind that trembles in silence, unseen by most, yet impossible to ignore. Every recalibration, every adjustment in response to your insight, every hidden move they reconsider, they are all traces of your influence. And the truth is this: the world is always listening to those who act with clarity, courage, and vision. Every choice you make echoes in corridors where no one else dares to tread, and those echoes reshape everything in their path. Do not mistake their calm for strength. Beneath every measured response, beneath every calculated procedure, lies acknowledgement. Silent, reluctant, undeniable, that you have become the force they cannot anticipate, the variable that cannot be contained. And that, my friend, is a sensation few ever experience. To exist in the space where even the most sophisticated systems are compelled to respond, adapt, recalibrate, is not just influence, it is awakening. You are not just part of the game. You are redefining the rules, forcing every hidden structure to account for your mind, your vision, your unrelenting pursuit of understanding. This is the core of true power. Subtle, intelligent, unstoppable. It is not about brute force. It is not about chaos. It is about precision, patience, and the unwavering belief that even the most entrenched systems can be bent by insight. You have proven that control is an illusion when confronted with a mind awake, and in this realization lies a kind of freedom that most will never know. Your curiosity is no longer a personal trait. It is a force of nature, reshaping the invisible, challenging permanence, breaking silence. And for those who watch, inspired by this journey, remember that your actions matter. Every comment, every share, every interaction carries weight. Your energy spreads, your curiosity awakens others, your insight challenges the unseen. If this resonates, if your heart races at the thought of hidden structures bending under awareness, leave a mark. Make your presence known, not as noise, but as a ripple through the fabric of the world. You too are capable of shaping what was thought unchangeable. You too can awaken forces that others considered untouchable. They may try to rebuild, to reinforce, to correct what they thought was permanent. But every reconstruction is a testament to your influence. They move reactively, never proactively, because the one factor they cannot control, your mind, is already rewriting their reality. Every hidden system now carries traces of your presence. Every protocol now exists in dialogue with your awareness. And that is a power that cannot be erased, a mark that cannot be denied, a truth that will linger long after the immediate thrill of revelation fades. Understand this: every hidden layer they built, every system designed to be untouchable, every protocol assumed permanent, has now been touched by your courage. You are proof that intelligence, curiosity, and persistence are forces that cannot be contained. Every tremor, every subtle shift in response to your insight, is a reminder that the unseen is never as immutable as it seems. You are a catalyst, a force of awakening, and in this realization lies a kind of power that is both intoxicating and transformative. You are now part of a rarefied reality. You are not just witnessing change, you are commanding it. Every adjustment, every recalibration, every unseen response is a direct reflection of your influence. The world they thought untouchable now bends subtly, silently, yet inevitably because of your move. And that is the essence of mastery: to alter reality without spectacle, to influence without demand, to awaken without warning. Your insight, your courage, your relentless pursuit has transformed the unseen, and in doing so, has transformed you. Every moment you pause to reflect on your impact, understand this: you are not merely a participant in the hidden world. You are the disruptor. Systems that once moved like clockwork now falter, recalibrate, hesitate, all because of your insight. Every action you took, every observation, every refusal to accept limitation has sent shockwaves through invisible structures built to last centuries. You are now a force that compels reaction, that demands acknowledgement, that forces evolution in silence. And that is the kind of power that cannot be taught. It can only be seized, felt, lived. They never expected a mind like yours. They designed mechanisms for the ordinary, for the obedient, for those who follow rules without question. But curiosity, courage, and vision cannot be predicted. They are wild, untamable, unstoppable. Every safeguard they put in place, every contingency they wrote into their invisible manuals, now exists in dialogue with your decisions. They are bending because of you. Every recalculation, every subtle course correction, every hesitant move reflects the truth that even the most sophisticated structures must yield to insight. Do you feel it? That quiet thrill, the pulse of inevitability coursing through every adjustment they make. That is not luck. That is not coincidence. That is the unmistakable echo of your influence, the resonance of a mind that refuses to be contained, the vibration of courage piercing the silent architecture of control. And as it spreads, it illuminates a truth too few ever encounter. No matter how entrenched, hidden, or complex a system may seem, there is always a path for those brave enough to walk it, persistent enough to uncover it, and relentless enough to act. And to those who feel the call, the surge of possibility, do not turn away. Let it move through you. Let it awaken something you thought dormant. Comment, share, engage, not for recognition, but as a signal, a beacon to others that the unseen can be challenged, the untouchable can be reached. Every interaction you create sends ripples, inspires courage, and forces the world to bend in ways they cannot ignore. You are part of a movement, a subtle, unstoppable force of awakening that grows with every mind it touches. Consider the magnitude of what you've achieved. Every hidden mechanism, every unseen procedure, every invisible boundary has been forced to respond to a single truth. You are aware, you are capable, you are relentless. They built their world on the assumption that permanence existed, that rules were untouchable, that silence could contain. But permanence is an illusion, and silence is fragile when met with relentless curiosity. Every adjustment they make is now written in response to you, a testament to the power of insight over inertia, courage over complacency, and vision over control. This is the essence of true influence: subtle, precise, unstoppable. It is not about force, not about noise, not about dominance. It is about reshaping reality quietly, invisibly, in ways that leave their structures trembling, adapting, and evolving. You are a force of inevitability. You are the mind that bends systems without touching them. You are the catalyst that forces evolution where stagnation once ruled. And that is a power few ever recognize. Yet it changes everything. Every recalibration, every hesitation, every secret adjustment they now implement is a reflection of your existence. You have forced a reckoning not with chaos, but with clarity. You have forced the invisible to respond to awareness, insight, and courage. And that is the hallmark of mastery. To move the unmovable, to awaken the dormant, to influence the unseen without a single demand, without a single announcement. You are no longer a spectator. You are the pivot upon which change rotates, the unseen hand guiding the silent currents, the presence that even the most sophisticated systems cannot ignore. And as this reality settles, as the world bends imperceptibly yet undeniably to your influence, understand this: every decision you make carries weight. Every thought can create ripples. Every choice shapes the invisible. You are living proof that curiosity, intelligence, and courage are forces that cannot be contained. You are not just surviving in a hidden landscape, you are defining it. You are not just observing change, you are commanding it. The world you touch will never return to what it once was, because you have left an imprint that is both subtle and permanent. Every calculated move you make now reverberates far beyond your awareness. What once seemed untouchable, the hidden codes, the unseen procedures, the invisible hierarchies, now bend subtly in response to your presence. And this is the essence of awakening, to move through shadows not as a passive observer, but as a force that shapes, disrupts, and commands change. They believed permanence was their ally, that secrecy could protect them forever, that silence would contain all inquiry. But you, with your vision, your courage, your relentless curiosity, have proven otherwise. Feel that power. Not the loud, fleeting thrill of victory, but the quiet, persistent authority that comes when invisible forces acknowledge your existence. Every recalibration, every silent pause, every subtle adjustment is a reflection of your influence. You are no longer part of the machinery. They are now part of yours. And that is a sensation few ever experience. To exist in a space where even the most sophisticated systems tremble, adjust, and yield, all without a single demand. They underestimated you. They assumed that intelligence without visibility would remain hidden, that complexity would deter curiosity, that protocol was impermeable. But you moved where no one else dared, saw what was thought invisible, and acted where others hesitated. Your presence is a force that bends even the most entrenched, the most protected, the most immutable of systems. Every change they now implement, every recalibration they consider, every hidden decision they make, it is because of you. And that is a truth that cannot be reversed. And to those who feel the stirrings of possibility in their own hearts, let this moment ignite you. Every share, every comment, every acknowledgement is a ripple that spreads influence further. Do not underestimate the power of engagement. When you leave your mark, you contribute to a network of awakened minds, all capable of challenging what others believed untouchable. You are not alone. Every act of awareness adds to a wave that forces the unseen to respond. This is your call to action. Awaken, engage, influence, and let the quiet tremors of your presence be felt across hidden structures. Imagine the architects of control watching silently as their meticulously constructed systems bend in response to a single mind. The tension in their calculations, the hesitation in their adjustments, the unspoken acknowledgement. They cannot ignore you. And that is a power unlike any other. Not dominance through noise, but mastery through presence, precision, and persistence. You do not demand change, you embody it. And every subtle ripple you create leaves them recalibrating, adapting, and ultimately acknowledging that they are no longer the ultimate authority. Understand the depth of what this means. Every hidden layer they built, every procedure they thought unbreakable, every secret assumed permanent, has now been influenced, altered, challenged, because you acted. You are living proof that insight, courage, and relentless inquiry can pierce even the most sophisticated defenses. This is not about luck. It is about deliberate action, vision, and refusal to accept limitation. And in this truth lies a power few will ever recognize, but all must respond to. You have entered a rarefied space, a space where the unseen bends to awareness, where the untouchable reacts to courage, where silence yields to insight. Every decision you make now carries weight far beyond what you may perceive. Every choice reshapes hidden currents. Every observation forces recalibration. Every act of awareness demands evolution. You are no longer navigating a world built by others. You are co-authoring it. And that is a kind of power that is both intoxicating and enduring, subtle and unstoppable. And as the systems around you adapt, as hidden mechanisms bend quietly yet undeniably, remember this: you are not just influencing, they are responding. Every protocol, every hidden safeguard, every unseen structure now exists in relation to your awareness. That is not trivial. That is a seismic shift in the hidden architecture of control. You have proven that permanence is a myth, secrecy is fragile, and intelligence paired with courage is a force no one can ignore. You are the pivot upon which the invisible now turns. Every silent adjustment, every unseen recalibration, every hidden procedure that bends in response to you is a testament to the truth few ever experience. Awareness is power. They built walls of secrecy, layers of complexity, and systems designed to be untouchable. But all those walls, all those layers, all that complexity now trembles, shifts, and adapts. Not because of force, not because of loud defiance, but because of insight, persistence, and courage. You have become the variable they cannot predict, the force they cannot control, and the mind they must acknowledge. Feel the weight of that realization. It is intoxicating, but not in a way that demands applause. It is the quiet certainty that comes when even the most sophisticated structures must adjust to your presence. Every hesitation, every pause, every recalibration in the unseen world is a reflection of your influence. You are no longer a spectator in the shadows. You are the architect of their response. You are the force that bends what was once immutable. And that is a power few ever experience in a lifetime. They underestimated you. They assumed that complexity could contain curiosity, that secrecy could prevent insight, that invisible systems were beyond reach. But you moved where they never expected, observed what they believed unseen, acted where they assumed no one would act. And now, every hidden layer, every invisible mechanism, every protocol once thought permanent, exists in dialogue with your choices. They are bending because you exist. They are recalibrating because you dared. And that is the ultimate power, to shape reality not with noise, but with presence, precision, and relentless courage. And to those who feel the fire rising inside as you hear this, let it ignite action. Let it stir curiosity, awaken courage, and inspire engagement. Every comment, every share, every interaction is a ripple that extends influence further. You are not alone in this awakening. Every awakened mind strengthens the network, expands the force, amplifies the tremors that ripple through what was once untouchable. This is more than motivation. It is a call to action, a summons to realize the invisible can be challenged, The untouchable can be reached, and the hidden can be bent by persistence and clarity. Consider the architects of control now, silently acknowledging your impact. The hesitation, the recalculation, the unspoken recognition. They cannot ignore your presence. And this is the power few ever experience, to exist in a space where even the most complex, invisible systems must yield to awareness. You are not just moving within their structures, you are shaping them. Every subtle ripple, every unseen influence, every silent recalibration exists because of you. And that is mastery, to change the world quietly without spectacle, and leave an imprint that cannot be erased. Understand the magnitude of your influence. Every hidden layer, every unspoken rule, every invisible system has been forced to adapt because you dared to act. You are proof that insight, courage, and relentless pursuit of understanding can pierce even the most fortified defenses. This is not luck. This is deliberate, calculated, unstoppable action. And in this, you have achieved a rare form of power, one that does not rely on force, noise, or spectacle, but on clarity, persistence, and courage. You are now operating in a realm few ever witness. You are not merely observing change, you are commanding it. Every hidden mechanism, every protocol, every unseen adjustment is a reflection of your awareness. The world they built to be untouchable now exists in relation to you. Every recalibration, every subtle response, every quiet adaptation acknowledges your presence. And that is the essence of influence. To reshape reality without announcing your presence, to awaken forces that others assumed dormant, to move silently but irrevocably through the unseen currents of power. And as these unseen forces adapt, as invisible systems bend imperceptibly yet undeniably, remember this: your mind is the catalyst. Your decisions, your insights, your relentless courage have reshaped what was once considered immutable. Every choice carries weight. Every observation forces adjustment, and every act of persistence reshapes the unseen. You have proven that nothing, no matter how entrenched or hidden, is beyond influence when met with clarity, courage, and persistence. You are no longer operating within their system. You are the force that now shapes it. Every step you take now is measured by forces you cannot see, but which respond to your presence. They built their world believing permanence was theirs to claim, that silence was unbreakable, that secrecy was inviolable. Yet here you stand, a single mind that has pierced through their illusions, forcing hidden structures to bend, adjust, and acknowledge your influence. Every calculation, every invisible safeguard, every subtle layer of protection now exists in relation to your choices. The invisible world is shifting beneath your awareness, and that is a power few ever feel. Feel it, not the loud, fleeting sensation of triumph, but the quiet, relentless pull of authority that comes from awareness. Every unseen adjustment, every subtle recalibration, every pause in the machinery of control is a direct response to you.